Their uniforms were soaked with sweat, their legs trembling as they ran back to the school compound, gasping for breath. But nothing could prepare them for what awaited them in the classroom. Because there, sitting calmly at her desk, flipping through her notes as if nothing had happened, was Akosua. She looked up, her usual gentle smile on her face. "Hey, where have you girls been? I was waiting for you," she said innocently. The 5 girls stopped in their tracks, mouths hanging open, their faces turned as white as chalk. Nana dropped her bag to the floor with a thud. Amma whispered, her voice shaking, It's not possible. We saw you fall. We saw the river take you." Akosua frowned slightly. "What are you talking about? Are you all okay?" They couldn't answer. Fear gripped them so tightly they could barely breathe. One by one, they screamed and bolted out of the classroom, running toward the dormitory, trembling like leaves in the wind. But Akosua didn't understand what was going on. She had no memory of the river, the forest, or the serpent. To her, it was just another ordinary afternoon. But the truth, however, was far from ordinary. Years before Akosua was born, her parents, Chief Kwame and Madam Afia, had been married for many years without a child. They prayed, fasted, visited doctors, and even traveled to different churches, but nothing worked. Desperate and heartbroken, one night they went to the sacred Anwam River, known in the town for its mysterious powers. They knelt at its bank and cried to the river spirit for a child. The goddess of the river, known to the elders as Asaase Yaa, rose from the waters in her glowing form and spoke softly. "I will bless you with a daughter, but remember this, she is mine as much as she is yours. Love her, protect her, and do not let harm come to her. If you fail, I will take her back." That was how Akosua was born, a child of both the river and the earth. So when her jealous friends tried to end her life by the river, the spirit that had given her life rose again to protect her. The goddess shielded her from harm, erased her memory, and returned her safely to the school. But her friends were not so lucky. Every time they saw Akosua's face, they remembered the serpent's glowing eyes and the cold voice that had whispered under the water. Fear followed them everywhere. Golden Valley School was no longer the same. The air around the compound felt heavier, quieter, almost sacred. Even the trees seemed to whisper when Akosua passed. She continued living normally, cheerful and oblivious, greeting her teachers politely and helping classmates as always. But Nana, Amma, Mansa, Ya, and Essie were falling apart. They couldn't sleep. When they closed their eyes, they saw the serpent rising from the river, its eyes glowing green in the darkness. They would wake up screaming, drenched in sweat. During the day, they avoided Akosua. If she walked toward them smiling, they would quickly look away or run off. Their classmates began to whisper, "What's wrong with those girls? Did they quarrel with Akosua?" "I don't think so," another student said. "They behave as if they've seen a ghost." Even the teachers noticed the change. Once lively and confident, the 5 girls now looked pale and hollow-eyed. They barely spoke, and their laughter had disappeared. One morning during assembly, the principal called on Ya to lead the school in prayer. She stepped forward, trembling. But as soon as she opened her mouth, her voice cracked, and she fainted on the spot. Students screamed, teachers rushed forward. When Ya regained consciousness at the sickbay, she was muttering in her sleep, "Don't push her. Don't push her. The river is watching." The nurse didn't understand, but her friends did. They were terrified. That night the five gathered behind the dormitory under the moonlight. The wind rustled through the trees as they sat in a circle, whispering in fear. "We are in trouble," Nana said, her voice shaking. "That thing we saw, it's following us." Amma's hands trembled. "Every night I hear the hissing sound. It calls my name." Mansa covered her face and wept. "Why did we do it? Why did we try to hurt her?" Issy, usually the bold one, was now sobbing quietly. "We have to tell someone," she said. "The headmistress, or maybe the pastor." "Tell them what?" Ya snapped. "That we tried to kill Akosua? Do you want to go to prison?" Silence. Only the sound of the night insects filled the air. Then Nana whispered, Maybe we should beg her. If she forgives us, maybe the spirit will leave us alone." The others hesitated, but finally agreed. The next morning they went to the library where Akosua sat reading. She looked up and smiled brightly. "Hey, my friends! I've missed you. Why have you been avoiding me?" Before she could say more, all five of them fell to their knees, tears streaming down their faces. "Akosua, please forgive us," Amma cried. "We are sorry for everything we did," Mansa added. Akosua looked confused. "Forgive you? For what?" Before they could explain, a cold breeze swept through the room. The curtains fluttered, and the books on the shelves trembled as if someone had walked among them. Akosua blinked, startled. "What was that?" "Nothing," Ya shouted quickly. "We just came to greet you," and they ran out again in panic. That night the strange happenings worsened. Around midnight, Essie woke up to a faint slithering sound, a soft, wet movement across the dormitory floor. When she opened her eyes, she saw two glowing green lights at the foot of her bed. She screamed, "Jesus! Jesus! Snake!" The whole dormitory awoke in confusion. The lights came on, but nothing was there. Only Essie trembling and crying, repeating, "It's the same one, the same snake from the river." From that day, the girls couldn't eat, sleep, or focus. Nana's hair started falling out. Amma lost her voice for days. Mansa fainted during class, and Ya's skin grew pale and cold. Finally, in desperation, they went to the school chapel and knelt before the school chaplain, Reverend Father Mensah. "Father, please help us," Ya cried. "We are dying. We did something terrible." The priest listened quietly as they confessed everything, how they plotted against Akosua, how they pushed her toward the river, and how a serpent rose to save her. When he finished, he sighed deeply. "My children," he said softly, "you have offended the spirit world. That girl is not ordinary. She is protected by the river. You must seek forgiveness from her and from the Most High." He prayed over them and sprinkled them with holy water. Later that evening, the girls returned to Akosua's hostel with fruits, biscuits, and a letter of apology. When she saw them, she smiled gently. "Hey, you girls again! Are you feeling better now?" They knelt before her. "Please, Akosua," Nana said through tears. "Even if you don't understand what we are saying, forgive us." Akosua looked surprised, then touched their hands kindly. "Of course I forgive you. Whatever it is, let it go. We are friends." Just then, a soft breeze drifted through the room. The air smelt faintly of fresh river water, clean and calming. For a moment, everyone felt peace. That night, for the first time in weeks, the girls slept peacefully. But the following week, after a heavy rain, the small stream behind the school overflowed. The next morning, students found strange words written in the sand near the bank, reading, "Those who betray innocence must never forget. The river watches." The teachers called it coincidence, but Nana, Amma, Mansa, Ya, and Essie knew the truth. The river had forgiven them, but it had also warned them. From that day on, they became humble, quiet, and respectful. They treated Akosua like a sister and never spoke ill of anyone again. As for Akosua, life went on peacefully. She never remembered what happened that day, but sometimes when she passed near the stream, she would hear a soft voice whisper her name. Akosua. Akosua, my child. She would smile without knowing why and whisper back, "Thank you, Mama Water." And the river would ripple gently, as if smiling in return. And so, peace returned to Golden Valley School, but the lesson remained forever. Jealousy is a dangerous fire, and sometimes the innocent are protected by powers our eyes cannot see. Thank you so much for watching. Do not forget to like, share, comment, and most importantly, subscribe